I might have played a little too hard, but that's fine.
Sometimes the game comes down to these moments of chance. You're just drawing a colored rock.
Carla bleeding, in pain. Upside down, like Spider-Man.
Yes, hello and good evening. On this Wednesday, October 26, 2022, we just finished the 6th episode of Survivor 43 Mergatory, the merge episode of Survivor 43, of course. This is our recap and analysis here on Super Mater Brothers podcasting. I'm Dave Mater, joined with my brother Jeff Mater and co-host Jaemeel Robinson, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch to break this all down and discuss. Guys, we saw Ellie get voted out here, guys, tonight. Yes, the laser eyes herself. She was. But don't worry about it, Jaemeel. Don't worry about it. Janine's got it under control. She's got the Baka strong. She talked Gabler down. It's okay.
Dave, you need to go clear my name.
Right. Yeah, that was something. Guys, this was quite the episode, and kind of an interesting new look here, I guess, going into it. But I think were we sad to lose Ellie? I guess at this point,
I was calling for her to be gone for a while.
Yeah, she kind of maybe she overstayed her welcome.
Sam
was in love, of course, with Ellie.
Sam, you could do so much better. Okay.
She like a lot of players this season played her way out of the game herself. I saw a lot of just detrimental moves, especially with her whole handling of Gabler after the merge feast, and we'll get to that. But that whole conversation, I think, sunk her game.
Yeah, well, there was a lot. Like I don't think she was the strongest player, guys, overall, and maybe she was the
But you thought she was.
Yeah.
Her earlier quotes in the beginning of the episode, ooh, haunting.
Yeah, we saw some interesting things here, guys, in this episode too. A lot of different advantages were highlighted early on in the episode that were floating around. Who has idols and steal a vote and no votes.
Okay, is this not like a giant red flag to production that you have too many advantages in this dang game? Like, stop it.
I disagree. This is perfect because when you think about it, Gabler's idol is useless now. He didn't even use it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was good for this tribal council, but he didn't need it because he was already safe.
So
But there's still 3 other idols there and a steal a vote.
Which the way that this season is going, they're probably going to be used once and gone.
And the no votes eventually expire, right?
Yeah, they expired after this vote.
Right. So
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of this went away, but it took Owen about a minute on this episode to explain it all.
Yeah, like I don't mind like the no votes or like the idols that expire right here at this Mergatory week where you have to earn your way into the merge. I actually kind of like this whole format where you earn your way into the merge. I like this because at a certain point it just gets redundant with the 6 people tribes, and I just don't care at a certain point. So I do like that they do that, but what I don't like is like all of these idols and like what down the road. I'm just like, make them earn it later. Don't give it to them early.
Sam mentions Ellie for second chances too, which is hilarious.
No, she's done.
Ellie, but I think she went before her time, but Jaemeel says maybe not. Of course, teams
made the merge. Yes. Sam also says Team Jaemeel has made the merge, and also says Janine should have used her idol Ellie. I don't know why she didn't use it at all. It was front and center. I can't believe she totally bungled that.
It was pretty obvious she was going to get quite a few votes, right? The fact that she was convinced, Janine was, that Baka was going to vote all together, and it's like, really? That's what you took from that meeting that I want? It was basically her telling, it was her and Owen, which is basically telling everyone, no, we got it. We'd be stupid not to. And then like Gabler and Sammy were like, yeah, sure. It's like, how did you not pick up on that?
Sam says also, I wish the editors did a better job of editing this episode. He knew from the beginning that Ellie was going to go from the episode. She was going to have the downfall later on. And she was featured heavily in this episode right from the beginning.
She's been featured heavily, I think, throughout the season. I thought she was going to go much further. So I was surprised to see her get blindsided here.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Sam's asking for all of the Ellie sounds. I don't think I have a ton of Ellie sounds.
No, it's more the look. It's the visual with Ellie.
No, but he wants every single sound clip.
I only have 2. Okay, here we go.
In all of its survivor glory, just singing.
And the other one is.
Yeah, so I feel evil.
And that's,
Wait, you didn't get any of what she was touting her own horn today?
no, I was like, she's done. When am I ever going to play an Ellie clip again? So I was like, I'm not even bothering pulling anything from her.
Okay, but like, all right, here, just quick, why this girl lost is it really came down to me. Her whole relationship with Gabler, you know, I think is a huge reason why she lost here and gets voted out here. Like, if she had built a better relationship with him during the tribe part of the game and had, you know, gotten to the merge, even after the whole thing where he blows her up, if she had just talked to him and been like, look, like, it wasn't me who went through your bag, it was, you know, it was Janine. Like, even if she, like, just told the truth to Gabler, I think that would have went a long way with him. But she was unwilling to do that, even, you know. So I think that's, again, why she was, they were like oil and water. They were never going to mix, but she should have tried.
Counter argument. I believe that the reason why she lost was because she tried to put too many ingredients into her stew. If her response to Gabler's accusation and under the bus thrown situation would have been, I can't believe Gabler did this. Man, I thought we were going to be strong. I guess it shows you can't trust him. And then didn't throw any other person's name under the bus. It would have been two options for everyone, right? It would have been Ellie, right? Or, well, we can't vote out Gabler because he's safe. Then what's our next option?
Sammy.
Why wouldn't she? If people knew that Janine had an idol, just say that Janine's gonna have an idol. So we need to think about who else we can get because it's not gonna be me, right? At this point, once Gabler let that information out, I could not understand why that wasn't an option. Where it's like, well, we got to think of someone else because I know everyone wants to vote me out, but I'm gonna be safe. Even if it's a lie.
I think she wanted to put the whole target on James, which I think was a mistake. Like, I think he had too many good relationships. He was a likable guy. I think people like working with him. Like, I think she should have thrown Sammy under the bus. That would have been a better choice for her, I think. You know, because the whole thing was like the other two tribes, the red tribe and the blue tribe, were like, oh, as long as it's not me. You know, and then they target Ellie. But if Ellie had switched the target to Sammy, I think that would have been smarter.
Very best. Coming back later, guys. She can get the first viewing. Still number one fan.
You could still, you know, even if you're watching the replay, put all of your thoughts into social media. Like, tag us. Yeah. Sam mentions, can you compare Ellie to a Star Trek character?
I can try. Let's think. Who would I compare Ellie to a Star Trek character?
Galron.
Yeah, maybe Galron. Wait, no.
Gabler.
Yeah, no, I have that on the Star Trek one.
Hey, watch it.
Oh no, it's a
Glory to you and your tribe.
Gabler.
Yeah, Gabler.
In terms of like women Trek characters, I would say maybe Tilly. Maybe
she's
Tilly.
not a Jet. She's not Jet Dash.
She's not a Jet Dash.
No, she wishes. She wishes. But yeah.
I bet you'd want to counter spots, but she's not a Jedzia Dax.
Yeah,
she's more of a Tilly in terms of her energy, which is sometimes very reserved and other times manic. Right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's talk about the challenge though, as well. Earning your spot at every stage, of course. And it was quite the ramp they had to go up here, guys, in this episode. The highest ramp in the history of Survivor, I think, or something like Jeff said.
They're trying to get. They
Oh.
stole some Ninja Warrior sets or something.
Yeah, here on day 13. So, he'll get a shot of it here. With the I don't know. You had to get up this ramp later on, and there was a very typical thing. But they split them into two groups here, basically based on the rock draw. With Noelle gets put into the neutral position by drawing the gray rock, and then she has to pick a side, and whichever side wins or loses, she'll be stuck with that fate, like being vulnerable, tribal, or not. That was kind of like
Dave?
It's amazing how they found this part of the jungle that had a perfect oval cut out into the jungle.
That was neat how they found that. Like it was just like a great clearing.
Great clearing, really worked out.
Dave, were you disappointed that was it? You said Noelle, right? What's her name?
No,
All set out, yeah.
Yeah, Noelle. Were you disappointed that she wasn't able to change the course of history and reset?
No. Well, no. I'm done with I smashed the hourglass and changed the course of Survivor history. Now I have to invoke that. Where is this?
Yeah, it wasn't sad to miss that.
I smashed the hourglass and I changed the course of history.
It went off so much better. I didn't need all that unnecessary situation. This was so much better of a situation. I loved it. Please never do the hourglass thing ever again. This is the right move, please.
Yeah. This was more of
I actually thought the format here, guys, was really great. Like the way they did the merge. They're finally working at the kinks.
And I liked how it was just a random rock drive because didn't they do didn't they pick teams before or something like that in the last two seasons with
and one team got to eat, one team the one team that got to eat then had to go to tribal if you change the course of history. So it was kind of like, remember that one guy was like, but we won, we competed, we won.
That was who was that? Danny, I think he was
NFL player.
So we agree, we won. And that was how it works, right?
Like in his brain as an NFL player, he's like, I would be like,
and the prize was what?
Feast and immunity.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Which is that would be like, if the Cowboys, he was on the Cowboys and they won like the NFC division, and then they were like, actually, you got to play the Eagles again to see who wins this division. Or like, you know what I mean? Like to him, it makes no sense.
In NFL terms,
So in NFL terms, this.
NFL.
A person on the sidelines in the stadium flipped a coin and decided that they lose. It was basically a non-component decided.
Yeah.
So, okay, I did agree though that this whole cast and coming together, it was a chaos. Like there was no clear factions. There was it was very chaotic to watch. Right. Nobody's really there's no big group. Which actually made it.
I'd say that the Vessi tribe is the most united or the most organized of these three tribes. I think that Baka and Coco are very chaotic and very fractured.
Coco's more together than this Baka. This Baka tribe hates each other.
Right, except for Janine and Ellie. That's why they're like, we'll just break up Janine and Ellie, and that's ultimately what they do.
Yeah, and Owen was with them too.
Owen's kind of wishy-washy. He's kind of going whichever way the wind's blowing, I think.
I don't think he's a very good player, that Owen. I think you're right. He's very wishy-washy. He just goes with the flow. He can't really read the game. Sammy's a much, much better player than Owen.
And then you got this wild card in, what's his name? Ryan?
Oh, he's on Coco, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan.
I thought Ryan was bigger. Looking at the individuals, I'm like, wait, Sammy is bigger than Ryan?
Nobody's taller than anybody else on this tribe, seemingly.
There's no Jonathan who just hulks over everyone.
Are they all short this year? All the men are the same height as the women.
Everyone's the same height, pretty much.
And that's really rare.
Ryan's probably 6'1"?
Who's the tallest dude? Is it Owen?
I'd say it's Cody.
Or Dwight.
Cody or Owen.
Dwight, I think, might be the tallest guy.
Dwight. Yeah, actually, Sammy's pretty tall, too. So maybe Sammy.
And Sammy's not done growing.
Yeah. Dave, he's only 19.
He's only 19, but he's.
Did you love his? Did you pull his BYOB line tonight? I'm like, you can't even get a drink.
Yeah, he's like, who was the party? Yeah, he was like, no, but they think
my tribe thinks I'm 22 years old.
He can't like tell them he can't drink. You know, he can't even.
Gonna blow their minds when he gets the final travel.
Someone should take him on a reward that has beer, and he's like, sorry. He's like, what? You don't drink beer? He's like, no, I don't like beer.
Sure? Guys, I think he might watch your minds be blown.
Watch your minds be blown.
I wonder what the drinking age is in Fiji, because in Fiji he might be able to have a beer.
No, but they've done it before where people who are underage, who are like 19, 20, still couldn't get alcohol.
Why though? Like, I wonder.
Because
like,
it's US rules.
But you're not in the U.S.
I know.
You know what I mean?
What you're saying makes sense. What you're saying makes sense.
Right.
So,
did you guys like the moment where Janine thought she was on the other team?
You dummy.
She's like, we got this. You know, and they're like, but you're blue, babe.
All right, yeah. For me, the most annoying people so far in this season have been Ellie and Janine. So I was happy to see one of them go.
Sorry,
now we
Sammy.
just. I'm hoping Janine goes soon because they're just so annoying.
She has to have a target on her back. Like,
yeah.
She is of two people that voted for James. Of course, there's like a thing on their back.
Yeah, she's interesting, Janine. I don't think she's necessarily going.
She's not rootable. I just find her just her and Ellie. I'm just like I can't cheer for you. I don't know why. I just not digging the vibes.
I also thought like I thought like Ellie and what's her name? Cassidy were going to become like sort of like crazy twins together. But
then she immediately lied to Cassidy about James.
Yeah, they were playing a solo game. That's the one thing I really noticed about Ellie and Janine. Like they were like kind of like we're going to be two people and we're just going to manipulate everyone and get to the end. And everyone was like, You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, like, what did you think about this team that ultimately lost this challenge? Because Janine was on the other side solving the puzzle really fast. And if they had Janine, ironically, they probably would have won.
Well,
I was surprised that James and Cody and Sammy, all who seem to be good at puzzles throughout the tribal part of the competition, didn't win at the. You know why? Because they made Owen do it, didn't they? Wasn't it?
No. It was Ellie.
It was Owen and
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yeah,
again?
they picked the wrong people. It should have been
Ellie
James and Cody.
Ellie volunteered.
Yeah, like there's this whole part in the beginning where they have to get like the coconuts into the barrel, and then they gotta get the boxes up under the trolley things, and then they gotta get the sled going, and in all that, like Carla smashes her hand. Basically,
no, someone throws the box. I think was it Owen who threw the box back?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find this clip here where
Owen wasn't on her team.
Looks like it's Dwight who's like the closest to her.
Yeah, I think it was Dwight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually I don't really understand when. Oh no. Okay, hold on. The video evidence is very suspect here.
To the left.
It's actually
to the left.
It looks like it's actually might be Jesse who's responsible for this injury.
No.
Team Jaemeel going after Carla, and Carla was not doing well here. She hauls over in pain, and Jeff Probst.
I don't know. That looks pretty a guilt look from Dwight. He's like, oh crap, I did that.
Yeah.
You know you're in Survivor when you got blood.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know you're in Survivor when you got blood.
It's like normally, I feel like lately, especially Jeff would have like stopped the presses and been like, "Are you okay?" or like brought the medical over. But he was like, you're all right. Continue on."
It's a faster game.
Oh, so wait a sec. I just got this. because we do see her hand here, like after the challenge is over. Yeah. Okay. It looks not great.
Oh, it looks the box fell on it, right? Like that's crushed her hand.
Yeah. I don't think. Hopefully, it didn't break anything. We never see any kind of like a segment later on where she needs medical to come in or to do anything specifically. So
Yeah.
Would they even bother wasting any time, like to take away from any of the segments we saw to have her?
There was so
getting
much.
sewed up? Like no, it's like that's not important. They could show the next episode where you kind of see it, like last time on Survivor, her getting sewed up.
yeah, it looks like specific. I guess it would be her ring finger, or it's her middle finger. It's like I don't know. It's hard to tell exactly. It looks like her whole hand, really.
Perfect time to get injured.
It's her right
Perfect
hand.
time.
In this part of the game.
Yeah. They're not. They're not worried about her winning immunity now.
No, that's true. She's less of a threat, and she can kind of fly more into the radar. I could see Carla definitely playing into the
She
end
better
game
not
here.
pick up Flint until the end of the game. Like, oh, my head! I can't make a fire. Oh no! Take me to fire. Oh.
Yeah. So this is the part. Also, yeah, the merge feast that comes afterwards. With the whole thing.
Yeah,
And,
this whole episode was like a greatest hits of how Ellie ruined her game. Like you're right, like she's lying to Chrissy. She's
Jeff,
lying.
Don't diss Ellie. Don't.
I will diss Ellie all the way to the end of this episode because the thing is, she did not play well. If she did some good things, I would have been like, you know what, I don't think she should have been voted out. But I was fully on board with her getting voted out. I felt very confident and very good when she got voted out.
Why did she tell Gabler that Janine had an idol? Why? There was no reason to tell her that.
Why did she lie that she went into his bag in the first place?
That she didn't?
Yeah. Ellie is smart.
Not really. She was smart.
Sam,
She would have
she is
made it
not
through.
your girlfriend.
Yeah, he's calling you an idiot, Jeff. He's trashing on Ellie
Wow,
here.
he's fighting. Sam,
some fight
man.
words. Look, I just got to analyze the show that I watch, okay? And this is what the show is presenting to me. You might be right. She might be the best player, and the show didn't show it. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's the case here. I think they kind of
Smarter
showed
than
like
you,
how
he
she. Well, maybe, but not.
Sam's angry, man.
That remains to be seen. I haven't played Survivor.
Ellie, okay, yeah, I don't know a lot about Ellie, other than she's been on the show, Salt Lake City. Yeah,
And whether I'm not talking about how smart we are or IQ, I'm just talking about
she's a
playing Survivor, and what you should do, and how you should kind of go about it.
Yeah, I think Gabler is also a very unique individual, and I think he's kind of a weird player to play with in any regard. I think that
Sure.
they're a mismatch, and I think that casting did a great job putting them on the same tribe together to start this game.
Well, yeah, like they were oil and water, but the thing is, Ellie had no time for him. She really had no.
And vice versa, really.
Well, but I feel like Gabler had all right. The thing is, Gabler was kind of like, it wasn't like he was like with the boys and it was just like screw the girls. It was kind of like I felt like Ellie kind of had that like it's like, I'm with Janine and everyone else can screw off kind of deal. Like that's how I feel like how they looked at their tribe, and Gabler was just like in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they had built better relationships in their tribe before they got to the merge, this never would have happened, Ellie.
Yeah, and then how she reacts to it afterwards, where she kind of like talks to him about how Cassidy threw Cody's name out, and this whole thing that kind of backfires on her later on in the episode. Like, I'm sorry, Sam, but Ellie is did a lot of counterintuitive things.
What was your all's GPA in college?
Mine?
Yes.
They're not good, I don't think.
I don't remember. I got my degree. That's all that matters. I don't care what. You know what I mean?
Well, Ellie She graduated college early with a 3.89 GPA and then proceeded to earn a 4.0 GPA in all of her master's and doctorate courses as well.
Right. But guess what? Doesn't matter how smart you are when you play Survivor. Your IQ is meaningless.
Yeah, it's about blood.
It's about
you know
relationships.
You're a survivor when you got blood.
Right. That's how you know. But it really is about, relationships and building them and not destroying them, when you don't need to.
Sam, I'm trying to drop facts for you, but what can I do?
Yeah, and her confrontation here with Gabler was great.
Yeah. Keep bringing up the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. Okay, and then that's her whole strategy where she was like talking to him and talking to Sammy and Owen, where it was like, you need to go fix this. It's like, you need to play this way better. You don't take these people off individually and let them, formulate a plan. You call them out in the middle, like, of everybody, and then you make them have to divulge information, because their back's against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. Would you like to see Ellie play again? Did she do enough for you to see her again? Jaemeel, how do you feel?
Sure. Why not? Why not?
No.
What about you, Dave?
Do I want to see Ellie play again? Sure, I would see Ellie play again.
There you go. Jeff, sorry, you're outvoted.
I'm outvoted. Tribe is
I
spoken.
would bring her back. She's worthy. And Sam, you can like all the women you want to like, or whoever you want to cheer for. That's your prerogative. But
Dave, you need to reach out to CBS and see if you can get an interview with Ellie or Alyssa.
Do you think they would say
busy? Alyssa's busy with what's his name? I can't. Once the season's over, it's hard to remember some people. I exercise.
I forget all the names. Who did Alyssa hook up with? She probably hooked up with somebody.
Alyssa disappeared after, right?
The Minuteman, not Minuteman. What's his name?
Oh, you mean from the Utah? Let's go back to our Liberal City home.
Kyle.
Tales of Bigotry.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Did she end up with Kyle?
Did
she?
No, their relationship is, they are continuing to figure out their relationship. Is the latest I've seen. There's a picture of them.
I'm just too horny, dude.
So I think you might be better off focusing your energy on Ellie.
There you go. How do you like the way Ellie confronted Sammy about it?
Bad play.
Yeah, and there was I think it was almost right immediately in the next confessional. Sammy's like, Ellie has to go tonight.
Yeah, that. If that doesn't prove to you, Sam, that Ellie did not play this well, I don't know what would.
Sam, babe, Team Jaemeel for life, but Ellie did not play that very well at all. And what happens? What happens in these games is you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you have a bad episode or a bad situation during a tribal or a couple of hours, it's doom. And this was not her finest hours at all. Okay, at all.
Yeah.
No, and it's because the way she positioned herself, in her tribe.
No, yeah, and she really only had Janine. Janine was her only ally, and outside of Janine, she really didn't have much of a strategy here. So
she had Owen too. She had Owen for this vote.
Owen, well, yes, I agree.
Most of the times, there's a misdirect here. We don't know who's going to go, or maybe we think it's going to be somebody, but then it ends up being somebody else. It really seemed like it was definitely going to be Ellie here. If it was not Ellie, it was not going to be James.
Well, I thought the misdirect was whether or not they showed it in the episode was whether or not Janine was going to play her idol for her. Because had she done that, then I think James would have went home, right?
Yeah, James had two. It was James. It was Ellie, James, Cassie, and one person. Also, Owen also got a vote.
Owen. Which I thought it made no sense to put one vote on Cass and Owen. They should have been two more votes on somebody else in case of the tie.
I think it's different agendas that were involved. I should look to see the vote to see.
I know. I know. Carla
The vote
was one of
was
the people.
7-2-1-1. So there were 7 votes for Ellie. There were 2 votes for James, 1 vote for Cassidy, 1 vote for Owen.
But who
I
did
know
Cassidy and
Carla
Owen?
voted for Cassidy. I'm pretty sure.
Carla voted for Owen.
Owen. Okay, who voted for Cassidy?
Noel.
Noel. So okay, those 2 people probably should have voted together.
No,
but they...
Janine and Jesse didn't have votes.
Yeah, Janine and Jesse. I could just, if let's say that James was safe, right, and then Janine used her idol, right? It's safer when you have this large group to throw that extra vote just in case, so that there isn't any tiebreakers that involved you. Because in the revote, you're not going to be involved in that vote. It's only the people available to vote.
Right.
Right. The 7 who voted here together, do you think that they'll ultimately keep working together? The 7 who voted for Ellie are Cassidy, Cody, Dwight, Gabler, James, and Ryan and Sammy.
At this point, the next vote should be Janine.
Yeah.
Do you think Janine should have played her idol on Ellie?
Yes.
Yes.
100% should have.
Yeah.
But she didn't, because now she's alone. She really only has Owen.
She's alone, and also if she does somehow make it to the end, and Janine and Ellie doesn't, Ellie is at least Ellie's at least in the on the jury. Right?
Do they
purposely one person?
Does CBS they're like with Brittany on Big Brother, and now we have her Ellie? Do they look for the crazy eyes in like casting? Like, we got to get one girl with the crazy eyes. We got to get her on the show.
Well, Brittany and her seem to be a trend. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
You really got to try hard to open your eyes that wide. Like, you really like.
Very intense.
It's very like it's a lot of, yeah. It's a lot of facial muscles doing it
very well. I hope.
Like, try to open your eyes that wide. You can't.
Sam, when you look in her eyes, you only see love, right?
Compared to the other cast members, they were mostly sleepy. It's a big change.
Yeah.
It looks like she just did like 3 rails of coca. You know what I mean? Like, that's how awake she looks.
Yeah.
Line.
Speaking of which, yeah. So after the vote happened here, Janine, who did not use her idol on Ellie, was shocked by this vote.
Which I don't understand why you would ever think that you'd be surprised with.
She looks like she's about to fall asleep. Oh my god! Really?
Jeff, that's racist.
I fell asleep on that one.
Jeff, that's racist.
Well, I don't mean it that way. I just mean she looks tired.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Ellie, gets voted out here. Big part of the pre-merge. Guys, will you miss her? Jaemeel says no still.
I feel like I don't know what momentum she had. She really used up too much capital, and she played way too hard and played it poorly this episode specifically, when she was on a team with a whole bunch of guys that were very strong, regardless of if people didn't want to vote out people from their own tribe, right? Individual immunity is still, in play. So,
Jeff, would you compare Ellie to Michelle Fitzgerald?
Yes, she's very similar, but Michelle Fitzgerald was much better at the interpersonal relationships. I kept getting Michelle Fitzgerald vibes from her the whole time.
Hashtag miss you, Ellie. With that, make sure that's trending on Twitter. I thought she was interesting. I would rather have Janine got voted out of these two, if one had to go.
Janine's not bringing as much to the show as Ellie was. Ellie was better TV character. I'll give her that.
What was the Robin?
but like I think that the more interesting thing of this episode is kind of like, okay, what's next, you know? And
Janine. Why even bother? Like, why vote a different way? 7 people voted against you. 7 people. Janine, it makes the most sense.
It's like just
7 people, 1 from every tribe too.
Ellie went 11th in our draft, guys. Jen took her. She's the first. Well, we're not even to jury yet, technically, and so and the second member of the Baka tribe to be voted out. So now every tribe has lost 2. So every tribe is 4 of the original 3 tribes.
I still have all 3 of my picks.
Yeah, Team Jeff is Sammy, Ryan, and Cassidy. Now heading in, all 3 making a Team Jameel's guys, of course, Jesse and Janine. Or is it Team Samuel? Is it Team Samuel?
Or Samuel?
Samuel is Jesse. Everything else is moi aussi.
It's Samuel, right? Team Samuel for life.
Gilligan's Island on the line.
Yeah, this is the team. So who do I got? I'm out. I've been out for a while, guys. But man, it's got Dwight and Noel. Jane's got Cody. So Cody keeps saying it's Normandy, guys. I like he said it again tonight. He said it like in the last episode. He's like it's always Normandy.
It's like Normandy here, and it's about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
I feel like he watches lots of like World War II, like History Channel stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He's like it's like Pearl Harbor every day.
What's your favorite show? Band of Brothers. Love that show.
Yeah, he's like Saving Private Ryan.
It's like Normandy here.
Yeah, he loves that movie.
Yeah, he's all about it. So you guys are doing well in the draft. Team Samuel Jesse's still in it, kicking it on, and we see a little bit of him in the preview for next week, guys. Saying that he feels like Noel is calling all the shots.
That's an interesting take since you're kind of with her in from Bassie. Like I don't know.
Look, if Noel's calling all the shots and those shots are not in your direction, let her. Give her a rope. Hang herself, because if you'll pick up if people are getting annoyed with her shot calling, and then if she is, you're like, man, I'm tired of Noel calling all the shots. And if everyone picks up on that, then you've already set them on that direction to take care of her.
Let me ask you this: who called the shot on the vote tonight to get Ellie out?
I think it was James, and it was also Sammy, and there was a few people that came together, I think, to make that happen.
Well, technically, Gabler just put it out there from the beginning.
Yeah, kind of Gabler put it out into the world, and it just kind of worked out.
Gabler's like, I'm voting that any way you want. Gabler's safe. They can't vote out Gabler, so why not just vote out Ellie? Because it also breaks up Ellie and Janine. Ellie's also... no one trusts her. Like there was a bunch of good reasons to vote her out here, and I think that they're like, why?
But one reason not to vote her out is because Sam, Sam likes her.
She's the most like Michelle Fitzgerald, the most beautiful girl in Survivor history.
Okay.
I mean,
that's more for you. More for you.
Yeah. Well, do you want now? Sam wants he's got wants revenge on Gabler. Blood. That's when you know you're on Survivor, basically.
You know you're in Survivor when you got blood
in this game.
Gabler can get to the end. He ain't winning.
Yeah, he ain't winning.
Yeah, Gabler. He's just like he's not likable enough to win, right? So
he has no self-awareness. He doesn't know how to present himself either.
Right.
Whether
you're living with him at Ponderosa, you're living with him in the camp. I don't think there's a big difference. I think he'll be sort of just this guy you gotta deal with for the remainder of this experience, on one side or the other. Maybe vote him out sooner than later, if or keep him to the end. I guess is probably the way to go. Anything else in the preview, guys? That
I didn't even watch the preview. I came immediately.
Ryan was featured pretty heavily. He's an interesting guy too.
He should be voted.
Is he? He's one of the most boring TV characters they have this season by far. And I have him in the draft. He's really boring.
I don't know where his head's at. He's always like, he was trying to form an alliance tonight at the Merge Feast with his winning team. And Janine was like, I'm not even entertaining this. And she's not a great player either, but like she knows better than what Ryan's trying to sell her.
They just know he's an oblivious player. Like every time anyone talks to him, they're like, "Oh, this guy," Like he said, the only thing he kind of said today that made sense was like he was like, "Oh, Gio was voted out. Now I can't really trust anybody." I'm like, yeah, they voted out your tightest ally, and then we're gonna vote out you. So
he's the Marty
So good night, house guests.
Good night. You look fab.
That's not the right thing. I thought I had to get back at you.
To get back at them.
Yeah.
To get back
at Marty.
Oh, he's Marty from Big Brother. Oh no, Marty was fabulously entertaining. He was a train wreck, but he was entertaining. This Ryan is not entertaining.
Yeah, I just think like he doesn't quite like gel with even his fellow castmates. Like they're just kind of like, who is this guy?
He's good. He's kind of he's like last season's the big dude that was good at all the competitions.
Jonathan.
What was his name? Jonathan. He's like this season's Jonathan. He's like really big and strong in the competitions, but he's clumsy and he doesn't really understand like how the game works, I find.
Right.
Normally 250 pounds and I work out all the time. And on an average, I probably have 400 calories a day out here.
Yeah.
But he was a much better TV character than Ryan. Ryan's very kind of just dull, just kind of like a boring character on the show. And I just don't see him.
Yeah, I think Ryan might be a better Big Brother player than a Survivor player, though.
He's just not he's not good for TV. Like he was bad casting because he's not a good TV character. That's kind of what this show is. It's a TV show at the end of the day.
The other thing we see too in the preview, Jaemeel, is that there's a major power hidden under the shelter. And I think Jesse's talking about it. Your draft pick.
No, it wasn't just him. It was a bunch of people.
Yeah, that they know it's there, but they don't want other people to know, so they're waiting for them to leave. Is that what I was getting from the preview?
Seemed like it.
Yeah. No comments.
Because you know what this game needs, Dave? Another hidden immunity idol.
No, it doesn't.
Are they trying to get
Well, Gabler just lost it, so they need to replace that one.
Are they trying to get an Idlegeddon going on?
Well, yeah, there's a major power hidden under the shelter. Now that like 16 powers just expired in the game.
Is Dwight's hair like dyed? Like, does
No,
he have, like,
just,
highlights?
looks like it's muddy here in this particular scene. Looks like he's like just came out of a challenge, probably.
Oh, maybe it's sandy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, I think that's the episode itself was kind of quick. I felt in some ways too. I felt like we didn't get a lot of merge. Where else do you guys see this going? How do you see this dividing up now that there's sort of an even split going into this this merge? Now this jury phase of the game. What would you speculate on from here? From here on, Jeff.
More chaos. I think it's like not really going to be like a big group yet. I think it's going to be like it's kind of flip flop back and forth a little bit about like this little group makes a faction and then next week it changes. I think that's what's going to happen.
Jaemeel?
Janine's gone.
Yeah, but after that.
Janine goes next. Okay, so then Baca only has 3, but that leaves Sammy, Owen, and Gabler from that original tribe to do what?
I think what's going to happen is what always happens at the merge when there's 3 tribes. The biggest tribe, which is the yellow tribe, is going to disintegrate. And we're going to end up with the blue tribe and the red tribe mostly at the end of the game.
The yellow tribe was the biggest going into this. They had the biggest number. Yes.
Right. It always happens. No matter what, it always seems to happen. Whatever tribe is the majority tribe going into the merge, that tribe gets taken out first.
The only other one they could have voted out Sammy. They could have voted Owen instead. But yeah, like I feel like they don't. Ellie's just rubbed so many people the wrong way. I just think she was the easy choice, right? Like
Yeah.
who else? Or Cody was was who she was pitching.
But they knew Cody had an idol. You know,
Did Cody have an idol?
Yeah, they said at the beginning. Even Ellie knew he had an idol.
Yeah, Cody has an
beads.
idol. Remember on his hat.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah, because they figured it out from the challenge, and they're like, yeah, nobody knew that that they're like, yeah, well, we had that same bee challenge. All three tribes did that.
Yeah.
So there's somebody who
they
knows
mentioned
about
that Cody made they were sitting down in the merge on the beach, and they were talking about Cody made he wove this hat together, and he got all the beats of the different bags and put them on. So
They're
that's
like, he's
how
got the idol.
Ellie
But it
was
didn't
able
matter
to
that they
figure
figured it out. She still got voted out.
Janine knows though.
Janine knows, yeah. But what can she do with the knowledge, right? Like, because like I think that Jameel's right. That Janine's, I think maybe she's looking like a target now.
At the very least, you just want to flush out her idol too.
Yeah. Right. And who's she gonna go to now? Who is she gonna work with now that she doesn't have Ellie?
She'll try with Sammy and Gabler.
She'll Baka strong, but they won't have it.
What choice?
I don't know if she'll trust them. She'll probably try to flop to like the blue tribe or something like that.
Work with Ryan.
Yeah, something like that.
But
it probably won't work. You'll
I
need
think that
James and Carla, right?
The Vessi people, I think, are the ones who are going to be the people to beat in this game. Like Dwight and Noel and Cody and Jesse seem well positioned now. We saw a little bit in the preview that maybe Jesse and Noel are butting heads, perhaps.
If you had to bet, what tribe is the winner on? Which one would you have picked?
I think the
one
Vessi.
that Jesse's on.
Vessi. I think that Vessi is got the winner.
The winner's on red.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse.
I think you're probably right, but I think there's a chance that the winner's on blue, as well, because I think Carla and James could also win.
I think Jesse is looking like a final something. Jesse is winning according to Sam. According to the spirit of
I don't think a yellow tribe member can win the game. Straight up.
Not now.
Not even Sammy?
I just don't see it.
But Jeff, he's 19 years old.
Yeah, when he tells everybody like he wasn't even 19, like he was not even 22 the whole time. Like he was 19.
Minds. Yeah. They're gonna go.
He's gonna change the fate of Survivor history.
Yeah, like that's just like.
But little do they know that a 19-year-old is about to outclass the 24-year-old and a 31-year-old psychologist.
Yeah,
technically he did.
He did.
Sorry.
So whoa. Give him the money. Give him the $1 million. That's how you go to it.
You're not 22. Give him the money.
Carla, Jesse, and Ryan for semifinal, or Sammy for final 3.
I don't think Ryan.
I don't think Ryan will make it.
No, Ryan is not making it to
Ryan
final.
Gets 0 votes. 0 votes.
Ryan might go next. I can see them voting him out next.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go early because he's a big merge threat, right?
I just think that Ryan is just kind of this annoying guy you'd want to just get out of the game because he's just like you can't predict what he's gonna do.
But he's gonna win competitions, right? Like he's a strong competitor for sure.
Was he the one who voted for Ellie tonight, Ryan?
He might not be good at throwing things, but you know.
He did vote for Ellie. He was on the vote tonight. So
yeah,
Eli,
no, he knew.
Eli,
he was the one, guys. He actually did have a good moment in the episode where he drops the knowledge to his blue tribe that Ellie wants to vote out James, and he comes back and he rats on Ellie.
Yeah, immediately. You're like, and they're like, look at this guy. He just runs and tells the information the second he gets it. Right. There was also kind of what they have.
Well, yeah,
I don't feel like the editors like Ryan very much.
He rats so hard.
Yeah, because he's not good TV. Like he's just not. It's not his personality. It's not his fault. It's just not who he is. It's actually casting's fault for casting him because he's not a tremendous TV character.
Right. Well, you can send a letter to Survivor Productions LLC, and they will gladly take it under advisement. But guys, what else? Like, is anything else out of this episode? I think Mergatory. I think maybe we can close the book on it, because next episode is called Bull in a China Shop, which we know from Mythbusters is a stupid expression, because they proved that a bull in a China shop will not knock any China over.
Yeah, I think that their experiment on Mythbusters was bullshit, because they set that up outside.
Well, it was an outdoor China shop.
Yeah, so it's bullshit. If a bull runs into an indoor building, a China shop, it's going to destroy everything. It's not,
because of the floor?
Because it's inside.
What's the inside do? If the bulls were very delicate around the China in that experiment.
Tight space.
Right. They set it up though, like kind of perfectly, for it to be big enough for a bull. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
I've seen enough videos of bulls run into like cafes and banks and all sorts of different things, and they do not destroy things. They always destroy things.
They're like, oops, sorry. Oops. Oh.
I just think that whole experiment is BS.
Jaemeel, do you have an opinion?
It doesn't matter. I don't have a China shop nor a bull. So.
Well, that's the name of you have an episode to cover next week, and it's the name of the episode.
Yeah,
and so
it's a rhino in a survivor shop.
It's Janine getting voted out in a China shop.
Okay, final question here. What Star Trek character would you compare Ryan and Jesse to, respectively?
Ryan would be from Lower Decks, a part of the Alpha.
Rutherford?
No, not Rutherford. He's the douchey Alpha dude from Alpha Shift.
Yeah, he might be from like the Alpha Shift or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jesse is let's see, a rogue turned good. A rogue turned good.
Yeah, so maybe he's like a Chakotay.
Oh, Chakotay.
And remember, someone is always watching.
I always forget. I have different hotkeys on this soundboard than I do on my Star Trek soundboard. So
Akuchimoya.
Yeah, because if I have to switch it over, sometimes I go quickly. But anyway, guys, we should talk about our other shows. That we covered Big Brother here on the channel.
Yeah.
And of course, we talk about Star Trek all the time on our other channel.
We do.
If you didn't know, it's called Live Long and Podcast. Where's my overlay? You should check it out. We got a great crew, including Star Trek review episodes of new and past episodes, including Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and new episodes like this Thursday. We're talking about Star Trek Lower Decks and Star Trek Prodigy, as they both have new episodes coming out. We also have a lot of other great podcasts, including Star Trek Radio Theater and the Locutors of Trek podcast with Davan Skelhorn, where he does debate podcasts and trivia and different Class L probes and different content. Very excellent stuff on Live Long and Podcast. Check out our Star Trek channel. Plus, also Trivial Debates, a show where we argue about movies, TV, sports, and more. We got an next edition coming up this Sunday with Jody Simpson hosting a Halloween special spectacular. Sunday, October 30th, 2022. We got the Battle of the Blue Nosers, Andre Mayette from the Graphic History podcast, Chris Murphy from the Hold Up podcast, and Davan Skelhorn from the X-Rated podcast, as well as Live Long and Podcast, Locutors of Trek, and of course everything else, as well as did I miss one? Probably Hold Up. Yeah, he's in that too.
Hold Up.
So any predictions? Davan predicts that Jody will give him no points.
I disagree. I think he'll give him 1 point.
Davin's already predicting Jody will be biased.
I could see that. That's Jody's no new.
He'll give him 1 point and say, "See, I gave you 1 vote. You."
I predict Davin will win the first round and nothing after that.
Right.
When is the Prodigy live stream coming? That will be on tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow we'll be on at 7:30. Jessica Chan and Davan Skelhorn, and then I'll be on at 9:30 with Chris Murphy and Davan Skelhorn as well. Again, talking about the Lower Decks finale, season 3.
Yep.
And did I get all our shows in from the United Federation of Podcasts? If you didn't know,
you talked about X-rated.
X-rated. Yeah, we talked. Oh, yeah,
X-rated.
X-rated. We got Hold Up, of course.
Hold Up. You got the
Graphics History Podcast.
Graphics History Podcast, and then we have the Friends of the Podcast affiliate members like the Hellbound podcast with Alex Blackburn and Michael Chan.
Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery Zone, Star Trek Radio Theater Zone, Michael Chan.
Of course.
And then you have, as Janine was talking about paranoia, you have the Let's Talk About Fighting Games podcast.
Sam Jerka.
Sam Jerka.
Yeah, and Paranoia, and Super Smash Brothers Seth.
It's true. We have all kinds of great podcasts and friends of our podcasts. So it's not just about Big Brother or Survivor or whatever we talk about here. So check out our other stuff. Absolutely, we are friends, and we hope you'll interact with us on our different live streams.
If you miss an episode, it's fine. Just when you listen to it, hit us up on socials, right? On YouTube, leave a comment, leave multiple comments as you're watching the episode. Same thing with Facebook. Please do so. So check it out.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for being with us, and we'll play you out on a quote. We'll see you next time.
Upside down, like Spider-Man.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab your wife.
Will it work? Carla, digging. You're up, Carla.